You intro, it's Magellon here. Post thought clarity. This was so funny. This video is basically about how I have gravitated to a certain crowd, more so out of fear. I am afraid of communicating with people I think I will embarrass myself in front of. So I've instead gone to people who I feel I could relate to more, but instead I've just been finding a lot of disturbing behaviors, and it's left me feeling more alone and isolated. I want this to be informal because it's a lot to say to me. It deals with the concept of social discourse trending online. I think it's absolutely horrifying. I'm a little confused why I think that. In many ways, I'm pretty sure I'm very chronically online, and I'm also very delusional, so I just don't understand why there are certain trends on the internet that I don't get. I feel like I have literally all the boxes checked in order to fall into social media propaganda, but I'm just confused and scared. It's also the algorithm what's being pushed, but even then, this content's made by real people, as far as I'm concerned. Even if they do use AI in their scripts, who knows? It becomes a lot harder to distinguish AI from real people because they are essentially acting the same. I guess it started with just bots, calling people bots, and now it's not just trolls and bot behavior. It's people I would be inclined to consider real people who aren't trying to perform negatively on purpose. But nonetheless, they still act like bots, very much so. What will happen is there will be a trendy social discourse topic, so I'll use an example that has come and gone. Well, not fully, actually, but it's dying down. Oh goodness. Black people that act white, and then the whole, they just won't fit into your stereotype. And in these videos, they would all be saying the same thing. The original poster would be saying the exact same thing as pretty much every other original poster. And then you'd have the comments that were the exact same. What's really just the comments over here also being the same, copied and pasted, but they are expressing an anger towards a situation that is being heavily showcased by the algorithm. So people will be like, yes, exactly, blah, 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 or literally, blah, 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 and I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. And it's so weird because these are real topics. None of the social discourses that exist are fake. That's how they're able to be relevant. That's how they're able to make sense and infiltrate the real world. Even outside my phone, I'll meet people that are also on their phones a lot, and they pretty much talk the same way. I guess the reason I'm making this video is I'm in a really awkward spot because I am pretty heavily socially withdrawn, because I'm pretty socially withdrawn and isolated and spend a lot of my time on my phone. I can't really talk to real people. I need people that have sort of had their brains melted by their phone. However, when I go to speak to these people, it's also surprisingly really hard to talk to them. I used to do fine with people that were heavily online, just people in general who were socially isolated, social anxiety. That was my crowd. But I guess with this recent wave of social media over the past few years, it's a lot of doctrines being pushed on social media. So now here these people sort of repeat literal phrases I see online. And I think maybe that's what has made me uncomfortable, because before before I had Instagram, I would just be scrolling on TikTok and I would see people commenting the same zone over again, but I think you really put into perspective when I started to realize that these are real people and people that I can interact with in real life. What do I mean? So down on the Instagram, I can see how people move on their stories and they act like the bots. You know, like all reposting the same thing. It's so freaky. And they're all friends. Or at least they're all relative. They're like near the same kind of friend. Bubble? I don't know what to call that. But you know, you have like social cliques. They're all kind of surrounding the same general social clique of like the woke crew, liberal crew. Yeah. I don't have a problem with, I'm political, but like not like that. I don't care. But I do know like the labels. The individuals that usually fall under that label are usually labeled woke and liberal, okay? So the people that act like that, and they're real. And I guess I don't know. Ever since then, I've been having a really hard time socially, because I used to just fall back onto these group of people who are online, but now they're acting just so different. And again, it's like a hive mind a little bit, but I'm seeing it in real life. I guess it was one thing to see people parrot things online. It's a whole other thing when you talk to a person in real life and they're giving you a paragraph that you read in a TikTok comment section. You know what I mean? That's freaky as fuck. I'm sorry I'm having a really hard time talking. I can't tell if something's coming up or not. I'll have to say. I was looking back at an old video I posted and I was just like, damn, I'm a little off. I think maybe that's also become an issue. I think as I grow older, the more disconnected I become from reality. I guess I just thought, I guess I'm realizing there are so many different ways to be disconnected from reality. So I can only talk to people that are disconnected the same way that I am. What do I mean? People that are disconnected because they're on their phones too much, I seem to have a hard time understanding where they're coming from, which is weird. Very weird because I'm on my phone so much. That's basically the end of my rant. I'm super concerned and freaked out. I really started to get freaked out when, again, I was checking people's stories and they were all posting the same thing. That was absolutely horrifying. I guess I didn't really have to put it into perspective before, and the more I exist, the less I'm able to really talk to people, because everyone starts going further and further into little bubbles, and I'm having a really hard time relating to people when they're really far into their bubble and I'm really far into mine. It's just like gaps are forming. I think this is new though. I feel like people were always sort of inclined to their certain lifestyles, but it's never been this drastic of a division to where I can't understand what people are saying. And they can't understand what I'm saying. Like, that's weird. That's so uncomfortable. And I don't know what has to happen to prevent this. I feel like it just has to get worse and worse until it gets so bad it gets better. Like, it just sort of implodes and then all of a sudden we just go back. And that happens a lot. It's really weird experiencing it. I guess it's just really weird knowing that this is definitely going to be something they write about if we make it out of this as a species. This will be written about. This will be analyzed. And it's really weird being in this group experiment and not knowing what to do to get out of it. Even if I get off my phone, doesn't really help, because if I feel super, I guess that's why I end up hanging out with older people, because it's super different for them. Older people are on their phones a lot and are just as bad, but there are also older people that aren't on their phones like that, and I can talk to them. Which again is just super weird, because I'm on my phone so much. So why can't I understand these people my own age? Why do I not see the same rules that they see, or see? I guess back then TikToks. I don't understand why. I made a song. I might actually post it before I post this, but it's literally I don't know their references are here because I'm so isolated, but also them knowing those things are also due to their own form of isolation. Oh, this is too much. I'm done. That's that. I'm going to kindly see myself out. Take care.